So guys, very excited, new ship inbound, here we go. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of the channel supporters out there that are supporting the channel financially, and if you are willing to do so yourself, there is a link in the video description. Well, hello there, Missy, nice of you to be on the video. Anyway, we are gonna do all of the information that Cryptic has released just about for this new ship that they're going to release soon in the Infinity Lockbox. To be honest, that was unexpected. I was definitely expecting a new ship to come out, but sometime later, not this soon, to be honest, because we are definitely going to get our hands full with the Delta recruitment, but they're also releasing this new ship, and it is about time to get through the statistic of this thing. So let me open up the blog post and we can take a look at it. So this is the blog post that our ambassador Kale has put out, or at least under his name. I don't know if he actually does all of the typing and all of the screenshots, but it is under his post. So it says right here, this is the title: Command the Jovian Raider. Now, at first glance, I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. This thing definitely looks like a Tholian ship, right? Especially with these prongs right here, if they could call it prongs, arms, or whatever they are. Kind of look like Tholian ships, even though it's pointing out that way. And I definitely love the way that they're putting up this part right here. It kind of looks like eyes and like a little bit of a nose up here. Definitely looks like some eagle kind of stuff. Or it is maybe I'm just, looking at it the wrong way, but it kind of looks like that. As I mentioned, the Infinity Lockbox, equipment prices from all previous retired locks will gain a new price on April 15, so definitely the next 7 days, next week. On the PC, during this time, enemies defeated in both ground and space will have the chance to drop in one of these prize field packages with while the Zad Vash lockbox will be retired. Very nice, very awesome. I believe we already got everything from the Zad Vash lockbox, so it can definitely retire on my part. Okay, so it does come with a little bit of a back story right here. With this run of the Infinity Lockbox will contain all a new Tier 6 starship, the Jovian Intel Heavy Raider Tier 6, also referred as the Titan Raider, as it shows up on Season 3 of Star Trek Discovery. The ship has won several, was one of the several led by the infamous and mysterious leader known as Wen. As it is harassed the United Earth Defense Forces in a tense standoff. This unique ship has an interesting place in the bigger picture of the future. Disparate and disparate individuals trying to survive in trying times to survive one of the best ability in difficult situations. Continue reading Orlando, yada yada. Okay, so this versatile and scrappy starship originally comprised within the entirety of the fleet of a small survivalist outfitting the surge pirates found in the Sol system in the 23rd century, who made it a habit raiding the United Air's outbound resource convoys. This ship was outfitted especially well for their specific purposes, having adapted the role of scraping and salvaging resources. The same modification allowed the ship to also serve as a capable raider in standard fleet battles. Deployment hit and run tactics meant to deliberate foes and utilize the harvesting resources to perform improvised field improvement on their own capabilities. Oh my god, I love it though. I definitely love this, the way that this thing is actually looks like. It doesn't have any features or anything like that. It's definitely like they are talking about their scraps and stuff like that. I like it. I like it a lot. Man, it looks good. Hopefully, the statistics are also going to be good, and Cryptic does not make a big boo-boo out of this, because Infinity Lockbox is definitely going to be pricey. All right, Starship Details right here. Tier 6 any faction completing the tutorial. Here we go. Hull modifier 1.15. Okay. Shield modifier 0.85. Oh, that's definitely low. But I mean, Raider, right? Raider. Hit and run tactics. Gotta, deliver your payload and just go over there. So in traditional form and fashion, in STO, Star Trek Online, there are 3 forms of, dealing damage, DPSs. So you have the pew, and you have the pew. So this thing is definitely going to bring out the pew there, being a Raider, right? So make sure you understand that. So we have 5, oh my god, my jaw just dropped right now. So we have 5 forward facing weapons and we have 1 aft facing weapon. So you can definitely put up, if you're going to dual heavies and stuff like that, or cannons right there, you can definitely put a 360-degree targeting arc weapon, some kind, turrets or omnis up there. Wow, this is heavy. This is definitely heavy. 5 weapons on the front, 1 on the aft. Darn. 2 device slots. Okay, that's to be expected. We have a bridge officer station 1 time, the commander, tactical and intelligence. Now this is definitely the intel heavy raiders, so definitely 5 intel, or at least the possibility to have 5 intel bridge officer abilities. You have an Ensign Universal. Oh my god, this thing features universal like all over the place. Okay, it does. Ensign Universal, a Lieutenant Universal / Miracle Worker. Okay, and 2 Lieutenant Commander Universal. Wow, my jaw is just dropping. This thing is the only thing that I'm not really fond of is the shield modifier, but obviously it's Raider, and the hull modifier could be a little bit better. I wonder if you when you level this thing to a tier 6X version, whatever you're going to get, because this thing is definitely powerful, to say the least. Because you're definitely also going to get an extra universal console slot if you level this thing to the tier 6X version, so that's going to be amazing, to be honest. But it does feature 5 tactical, 3 engineering, and 3 science, giving you a total of 11 universal consoles that you can slot up here, and a 12th with a tier 6X, sorry. Base turn of 18 degrees per second, definitely Raider. Impulse modifier in inertia 75, plus 15 to weapon power, and also plus 5 to auxiliary power right off the bat. Very nice. Can equip to dual cannons, improved Raider flanking, so more damage output, more pew at the aft. Whenever you're Raider flanking, positioning your ship behind the enemy ship at the rear arc. Experimental weapon. Oh my god, are you serious? So this thing has 5 weapons on the front, 1 on the aft, and an experimental weapon. Jesus, so this thing has 7 weapons. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, this thing is definitely going to be 1.5 billion easy on the exchange, if there are going to be any, because I'm guessing you guys are definitely going to grab one of these. Also a universal console that we're going to take a closer look later on. A warp signature masking. Okay, that's kind of new. Active sensor array, so it's going to gather intel, something that I really don't use for me personally, but then again, I'm not, fully committed to 100% to DPS as it is in the game. You guys know that, but if you're, doing that, there is also the option to gather intelligence on the enemy right here, so you can have vulnerability, defense, weapon system, and critical systems, whatever have you, if you're using that. Starship Mastery Package Raider, so you are definitely going to get precise weapon, tactical maneuvering, enhanced weapon system, enhanced weapon bands, precision scraper, Starship trait. Okay, so this is that universal trait that this thing comes with. Definitely going to take a closer look at that later on. So Admiralty right here, engineering 29, science 31, and a whooping 8. 66 in tactical with a specialty, minus 25 maintenance per engineering ship if you slot it together. And this is that harvester mode that they were talking about. Thank you for Ambassador Gale for providing this thing. Kind of looks badass. So you got 3 enemies up here, and it's like tractor beaming, pulsing them. And each time it pulses, it kind of like fires kinetic damage, I'm guessing, because it's kind of looks like that. I don't know. Maybe, could be. Let's read about that. So, Universal, the harvester mode, by outfitting a ship with specialized micro emitters alongside integrated scanners and attack and targeting technology, standard issue tractor beams have been combined with energy transfer technology to act as a suite of aggressive salvaging system. When engaged, this emitter will automatically target nearby enemy ships, stripping power and materials from them. Materials as well. Okay, interesting. With these reducing their power levels, dealing kinetic damage. Okay, I was right about that, and slowing them down. Once the emitter have been spent on harvesting enemy ships in its way, all gathered resources will automatically apply to the host vessel in a myriad of ways. Improving nearly every aspect of the ship's performance, as well as temporarily augmenting its firing capabilities of its energy-based weapons. The benefit reaped by your ship will grow with the amount of harvesting materials that was successfully gathered. Okay, so it basically strips down the enemy and it gives you some kind of buff. And also firing capabilities of your energy-based weapons. So it definitely enhances your weapons the more enemies it's going to hit, basically. So this is like a single target right now, and this is like 3 targets that it's basically dealing energy. That is stripping down into the harvester mode and definitely going to give you those buffs. This console provides a passive boost to flight speed and turn rate only while not in combat. And only while not in combat? Oh, this is the speed rate. And control expertise. This console can be equipped in any Starship. Any one of these consoles can be equipped at any time, but equipped in any console slot. And this is the experimental weapon threat deterrent charge launcher. I'm guessing it's going to scribble in space. Oh my god, it's scribbling in space. What is that? Or that could be like a side effect. You basically hit this and it just, fades off. Oh, funny. Anyway, the threat deterrent charge launcher periodically leaves behind an energy charge which will seek out your current target at a high speed. The electrical charge projectile is built to interfere with enemy starship, making a subtle changes to their weapon targeting parameters that will make your ship appear as less threatening than it might otherwise be, and eventually render them briefly incapable of attacking your vessel. So it basically debuffs the enemy, making them briefly incapable of attacking you. So basically like placate your enemy in space. Equipped with this weapon, also a passive effect among your other ship system. What? This is new. Making them appear to be less threatening than they otherwise would. This is a passive effect of reducing the amount of threat your starship generates. Oh, okay, so this also reduces the threat generation that your ship does whenever you're firing an enemy or you have like threatening mode on in space. Wow, okay. So raiders can basically hit, run, and hit the enemy, run for the engagement, so they're not going to be slowed down by tractor beams and stuff like that. And it's also going to be less of a threat, so enemies are not going to primarily target them. Maybe like secondary, do like by torpedo spread or something like that. That's also going to hit your ship, but not primary. What? This is insane, guys. I'm very excited. This thing is definitely all over the place in goodies. I like it. One thing that is that's bound is just the commanded tactical, because you kind of need tactical in your life when you're doing damage, or at least the traditional damage, pew pew pew, remember. You also need, oh my god, that's gonna be a thing from now on. Anyway, so that is bound to tactical and intelligence, and also for the rest everything is universal, just like Raider should have. I love it, I love it. 5 tactical, 3 engineering, 3 space, 5 tactical, 3 engineering, and 3 science. It's definitely going to give you a lot of options out there. And lastly but not leastly, the precision scraper. While this trait is started, dealing damage to an enemy with surgical strike, beam overload, or tractor beam will cause a buff to be created for each teammate within 10 kilometers of a damaged foe. These buffs will quickly follow their intended target, you or other players on your team, and then apply a beneficial effect chosen at random, which will last up to 30 seconds. So this is basically like a Kobayashi Maru, because it's going to target all of your ship. Random buffs are going to be applied. This trait may only trigger a maximum of once every 2 seconds. That's good. That's not bad. So you're going to have like a Kobayashi Maru with this thing. And it's going to be available the whole time, and they're going to last for 30 seconds, basically just like the Kobayashi Maru buffs, once every 2 seconds. But I'm guessing you have to kill your enemy with any of these abilities, so surgical strikes, beam overload, or tractor beam, or just hit them with these things. And I know for sure that you can't have tractor beam for 24/7 up. Beam overload, I don't know if you can lower it all the way to the cooldown and keep it like 24/7 up, but it is available. You just have another Kobayashi Maru right here. Thanks to Jeremy Aborticus, Cryptic Randall, for designing this particular ship, the systems that it is flying. I love it. Wow, I'm not really fond of Raiders, to be honest, but this thing is definitely going to bring the heat. Experimental weapon. You have 1 aft, 5 on the front. Decent bridge officer layout. Decent, console layout. 5 tactical, 3 engineering, 3 science, and an additional one if you level it to the tier 6. X version, and universal is going to be added to that, so giving you a total of 12 console slots. Very, very nice. I like it. I like it a lot, to be honest, guys. Very excited. Within 7 days of the time of this recording, obviously we're going to get our hands on this thing, and I know a couple of you guys on Discord and also on the live streams that are definitely happy to get a Raider on your hand. And this one is going to be a Intel version, right? Yeah, Intel heavy Raider right there. Wow, very excited, guys. That's it for this video. Hopefully you guys had a little bit of fun and entertainment coming out of my channel. Not to forget, a little bit of information is definitely worthwhile, because now you can start farming your EC, or farming your Zen to grab one of those lockbox keys to open the infinite lockbox, and maybe you're going to get lucky. And if you're not, then the exchange is definitely in room. It's going to have enough room for you to purchase this particular good looking ship. Anyway, later.